Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and our today's topic is quadratic equation. Now what does a quadratic equation means? Any equation whose power is 2 is called as quadratic equation. Say for example, x square plus 7y equals to 3. Okay. So I have taken the example over here where I have used two variables. First is x and second is y. And the power of my equation is 2. How can you say the degree of this equation is 2? Because the largest power over here used is 2. Okay, x is having the degree 2 whereas y is having the degree 1. So this type of equation is called as quadratic equation. Okay. Now for this chapter, we are going to learn about a quadratic equation in variable of only x. Okay. In this chapter, we are only limiting ourselves to use only the variable x. That means we are using only one variable. We are not using more than one variable. We are using only one variable. Is an equation which is in the standard form. This is the standard form of writing any quadratic equation. This is your standard form. Okay, for standard form, you have to write your equation in ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0 format. That means if my any constant term, say for example, I am taking the equation 2x square plus 7x equals to 3 is given. Okay, so first of all, you need to convert this into your standard form. That means 2x square plus 7x minus 3 equals to 0. This is called as your standard form of writing any equation for quadratic equations. Okay. So, I have given you whereas a, b and c are the real numbers and a is not equals to 0. What does this mean? That the coefficient of your x square, coefficient of your x or coefficient of your c, that means your constant term, should be a real number. It should not be 0. It should not be 0. What does this equation means? What does this value says? If my coefficient of x square becomes 0, 0x square plus 7x. Let's take this example. So in this case, my x square coefficient becomes 0. That means the whole value will get nullified and it will be counted as your linear equation. That means the condition over here is specifically mentioning that your a should not be equals to 0. That means the coefficient of x square should not be your 0. Clear? For further clarification, we have taken two examples. Say 2x square minus 3x plus 1. This is the perfect standard form written. Okay. And this one is not in the standard form because they are not in the order. First, you should have your x square, then your x term, and then your constant term. This is arranged not according to your standard form. Your equation says 1 minus x square plus 300. Okay. The fact you can go for is very important for your MCQ format or filling the blanks format. Brahmagupta gave an explicit formula. What does an explicit means? It is a clear, directly proven formula for solving a quadratic equation. What is that formula? Your formula is ax square plus bx plus c. See over here, ax square plus bx equals to c. Now you can clearly see over here, it is not directly like your standard formula. It's somewhat different. Okay, you can see over here, ax square plus bx is equal to c is given. This kind of clear formula was given by Brahmagupta. Okay, Brahmagupta has given this type of formula for solving quadratic equation. Later, who came into the picture? Sridharacharya derived a formula known as quadratic formula. He gave the formula known as quadratic formula, which is quoted by Bhaskara too. Who has quoted this in his book? Bhaskara too has quoted this quadratic formula for solving any quadratic equation by completing square method. Okay. Now, completing square method is not for your course. We are going to study only two methods, which is first one is factorization and second is quadratic formula. So in this chapter, we are going to learn about two methods for solving quadratic equation. Okay. First is factorization and second is quadratic formula. Okay. One important thing other, a quadratic equation will have only two solution. Okay. Quadratic equation will have two solutions. That means we will have two answer for the single question. As our quadratic equation is having the power 2, that means it will always give you the answer in two solutions. Okay, it will give you the answers in two solution. Okay, we will get, if we are taking x, we will get the two values of x. Okay, so let's start with first our factorization method. We have already did factorization method in earlier videos as well. If you want to go there and watch it out, you can go. But we are doing the factorization method again in this chapter as well. Okay. So our first equation says x square minus 3x minus 10. Okay. So our first term is 1x. That means 1 is our coefficient of x and the last term is 10. So first step will be to multiply your first term coefficient with the last term. That means 1 multiplied by 10 gives you 10. Now factorize this 10 in such a format that by subtracting it. How did I set subtraction? Because my last sign is minus. By subtracting it, I should get my middle term, which is 3x. Okay. So factorize this 10. So you by 5 2s are. Okay, 5 2s are 10 and 2 1s are 2. So 5 and 2 are my two factors. I can write over here. Yes. 5 minus 2 gives me 3. Yes, 5 minus 2 gives me 3. And 5 times 2 gives me 10. Yes, 5 times 2 gives me 10. Now, this middle term sign will always go with the larger number. That means we will take it as minus 5 and the second term sign we will decide on our own as we need subtraction. So minus plus gives me minus. So I will take my second number as positive. Okay. So now instead of writing 3x, what you will write? Now we will, instead of writing 3x, we'll write minus 5x and 2x. Let's go ahead. First term as it is x square minus 5x plus 2x minus 10, okay, equals to 0. Now split it out. For further clarification, I am breaking it up. X square means x times x minus 5 is my prime number. That means 5 times x plus 2 times x minus y. How does this 10 is becoming 5 times 2 gives me 10. Now, I will make the pair of first two terms. That means I am making the pair of first two terms and last two terms. Okay. Now, take your common out. My x and x is common. So, take your x common. What I am left out with? X minus 5. Same way, what is common in between? 2 and 2 is common. So, I am taking my plus 2 as common. What I am left out with? X minus 5. The condition over here is that these two brackets should be always equal. If it is equal, that means we are going on the right path. So next, this outer numbers, we will put it in one bracket, x plus 2 and another is x minus 5. Now we need the zeros. That means we need the values of x. So equate them with the 0. So x plus 2 equals to 0 and x minus 5 equals to 0. So x equals 2 plus 2 goes that side. That means it will become minus 2 and x is equal to minus 5 go that side and it will become side change and it's changing its sign as well. That means it will become positive 5. That means I got my values of x as minus 2 and 5. These are my two values. As I earlier said, quadratic equations gives me two distinct solutions. These are the two distinct solutions. Yes, they are two distinct, different solutions. First, x is equal to minus 5. Second is x is equal to 5. Okay. This was the simple equation. Now we are going for the next equation in which we are having denominator. So first step will be in this case to solve. First of all, remove this denominator. How you can remove this denominator? So 2x square, write down in denominator as 1 minus x upon 1 plus 1 upon 8. Okay. Now take your LCM. So LCM will become my 8. LCM becomes 8. So I have to make all the terms into it. So it will become 8 multiplied by 8 and this will also multiply by 8 and multiply by 8. And this will become multiply by 1 and multiply by 1. So 8 2s are, it will become 16x square minus 8x plus 1 whole upon 8. Now is equals to 0. Now this 8 goes in multiplication gives me 16x square minus 8x plus 1. Okay, 8 times 0, that means it will become 0. So this is my final equation which I need to solve over here. 16x square minus 8x plus 1. Again, the same format, first term multiplied by last term. That means 16 times 1 gives me 16. Now makes the factor of 16 in such a format that by adding, how did I said adding? Because my last term sign says plus. So make factors of 16 in such format, by adding them I should get over here 8. Okay. So 16, how is 16 formed? 4 fours are 16. Okay, 4 times 4 gives me 16 and 4 ones are 4 and 4 plus 4 also gives me 8. So what will be the factor of 16? 4 and 4. Okay. Sign, which sign? It's minus sign. Okay. Now which sign I will keep to make it plus? Again minus, because minus minus gives me plus. So now my equation will become 16x square minus 4x minus 4x plus 1. Okay. Now split them up for the clarification. How is my 16 formed? 4 times 4 into x times x minus 4 into x minus 4 into x plus 1. Okay, this the pair of first two terms and the pair of last two terms. What is common with me? 4 and 4 is common. So take out 4 common. What is common? X and x is common. That means x will come in common. What I am left out with? 4x minus. Is anything left over here? No, nothing is left over here. So when you are left with nothing, you have to write over there 1 minus. Now you can see clearly over here that nothing is common between 4x and 1. So what you are taking out as common, as you can see clearly over here, it's minus sign. So first of all, take your minus sign as common, and if nothing is common, write 1. But one thing you should keep in mind, that whenever you are taking a minus sign as a common, your internal sign will get changed. That means my 4x plus 1 will become minus 1. Can you see over here my both the brackets are equal? Yes, that means I got my answer as 4x minus 1 and another bracket as 4x minus 1. Now solve this by equating them with 0. So 4x minus 1 equals to 0 and 4x minus 1 equals to 0. So x will become positive 1 upon 4 and again x will become positive 1 upon 4. What you can see clearly over here, that we are getting the values of x are 2, but it is same, it is equal, but we are getting it into two formats. Okay. Now we are moving on to the next, which is next sum. It's somewhat in the root format. Our equation says root 2x square plus 7x plus 5 under root 2. Okay. Same format. Multiply your first term with last term. That means under root 2 should multiply it by 5 under root 2. As you know, root 2 into root 2 gives you 2. Multiply by 5. 5 2s are 10. That means you need to factor the 10 in such a format. By adding that number, we should get 7. So factors of 10 are 5 2s are 10. And 5 plus 2 gives me 7. What sign will I substitute over here? So larger number will get middle term sign, that means plus. And I want to do addition. That means other sign should also be the plus sign. So now keep them up, arrange them. Root 2x square plus 5x plus 2x plus 5 under root 2. Okay. Now split them up. Root 2 into x plus 5 into x. Now, how is this 2 formed? Can I write my root 2 into root 2 gives me 2? So, for splitting my 2, I can write over here root 2 times root 2. Yes. So, I will write over here root 2 into x plus 5 under root 2. Okay, 5 into root 2, that means 5 into root 2. Now, take out common for first two pairs and last two pairs. See what is common over here. My x and x is common. So x will come outside. What I am left out with? Root 2x plus 5. Same way go for here. Root 2 and root 2 is common. Okay, so you will take it out. Root 2 as common. What I am left out with? Root 2x plus 5. Is my bracket same? Yes, my brackets are same. That means x plus under root 2 is first bracket and root 2x plus 5 becomes my second bracket. Now equate them with the help of 0. X plus under root 2 is equals to 0 and under root 2x plus 5 equals to 0. Side change, sign change, that means plus under root 2 becomes minus under root 2. This is my first x value. And for second, under root 2x equals to side change, sign change, that means negative 5. And x is equal to root 2 is in multiplication, it goes down, that means it will go in divide. And second is x is equal to minus 5 under root 2. Okay, clear factorization method. Now we are moving ahead with the quadratic formula. Now one first thing you should notice over here that for this equation, your equation should always be in the standard form. First condition, ax square plus bx plus c, my standard form should be in my equation. Then you need to learn this formula. You have to learn or memorize this formula. What does our formula says? X is equal to minus b. Now what is my b? The coefficient of x. Okay, this is my coefficient of x which is denoted by b. Minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4a upon 2a. Okay, minus 4ac actually. Okay, I will learn this formula. X is equal to minus b plus and minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Okay, now what is this b square minus 4a equals to? This b square minus 4ac is equals to d, which is called as discriminant. So you can learn this formula in this method as well, that x square equals to minus b plus or minus under root b upon 2a. You can shorten up this formula into this format as well. Okay, where my d discriminant is equals to b square minus 4ac. Now for the things you should keep in mind is nature of the roots. If the value of d, that means discriminant, is greater than 0, then you will get two distinct real roots. That means, say for example, we might get x is equal to 1 and x is equals to 6. So these are both two different real roots. Okay, if my value of d is equals to 0, if I got my value of d equals to 0, then I can get my x is equals to 6 and x is equals to 6. That means it is equal. And if my value of d is smaller than 0, that means it is somewhere negative, then no real root. That means you will not get any x value. You can't solve that type of sum. No x, okay, in that formula. Let's take this with the help of example. Our first example says 2x square minus 3x plus 5. So for if the question asks over here that solve this equation by quadratic formula, then first thing what you should do, find out d. D means discriminant. What is your formula for discriminant? B square minus 4ac. Okay, so now what is my a, b and c? So you can write over here my a is 2, my b is minus 3 and my c is 5. Okay, now substitute the value. Discriminant d is equal to minus 3 square minus 4 into 2 into 5. Okay, so 3 square means d will be equals to 9. Minus 3 into minus 3 gives me positive 9 minus 4 5s are 20, 22s are 40. What will be it becoming? 90 minus 40. Now as you can clearly see over here, I will get my d value in negative. 9 minus 40. That means you will get your answer 31, which is in negative format. And as we have seen over here, if we are getting our d value smaller than 0, that means it will have no real roots. It will not have any kind of real roots. You can see over here by solving the equation where we can write x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b upon 2a. That means I'm just showing for your clarification, but you can't. You have to clearly write over here no real roots. Okay, here you can stop over here, but I am for further explanation, I am showing you that you can't get the answer for this equation. What is my b? My b is minus 3 plus minus under root 31 upon 2 into what is my a? 2. Okay, so I can get 3 plus 31 upon 4, and other will I got other we will give here 3 minus 31 upon 4. Okay, so but whenever you see that d is getting negative, you have to stop there and write only no real roots. Okay, I hope you understand. We are moving with the next equation, which says 3x square minus 4 under root 3x plus 4. So first step will be find out d. Formula is for d is equal to b square minus 4ac. What is my a? My a is 3. My b is minus 4 under root 3. My c is positive 4. Now substitute your values. D is equals to minus 4 under root 3 square minus 4 into 3 into 4. Okay. Now solve this. 4 into 4. Now I'm clarifying you that 4 under root 3 means 4 under root 3 multiplied by 4 under root 3. Okay. So how can you solve it? First of all, 4 4s are 16 and root 3 into root 3 gives me 3. So 16 times 3 gives me 48. So you will get 48 over here. Positive 48. So write over here 48 minus 4 4s are 16 and 16 3s are 48. That means 48 minus 48, d is equals to 0. Okay. Keep this in the box. Now substitute your formula for quadratic equation. X is equals to minus b plus minus under root d upon 2a. So what is my b? My b is minus 4 under root 3 plus what is my under root d? It's 0. So you can write directly over here 0. 2. What is my a? My a is 3. So write over here 3. Minus minus gives me plus. That means I got my answer 4 under root 3 upon 2 3s are 2 into 3. Okay. Now this 3 can be converted into 4 under root 3 upon 2 into. I'm changing my this 3. As you know that root 3 into root 3 gives me 3. So I am just splitting my 3 into root 3 into root 3 so that I can cancel out 1 3. 2 1s are 2 and 2 2s are 4. So finally I get my answer as 2 upon under root 3. So for first case, I will get positive 2 upon under root 3. And for my second case, if I am substituting x is equal to minus 4 under root 3 minus 0 upon 2 into 3. That means I will get my answer as negative 2 upon under root 3. So this is my answer or roots of the x. Okay. 2 upon under root 3 and minus 2 upon under root 3. Okay. Now, the last question of this video, which is to find out the value of k for so that they have two equal roots. Now, they have mentioned one condition over here that you are having two equal roots. As we studied earlier about when the value of d equals to 0, then and then we can have the equal real roots. That means that time we can have two equal real roots. So, in this case, we will assume that our d is equals to 0. Okay. So, just write the formula d is equals to b square minus 4ac, where we are taking our d is equals to 0 as we are mentioned in the question. Okay. So, what is my a? My a is 2, my b is positive k and my c is 3. Now, substitute the values. 0 is equals to k square minus 4 into 2 into 3. Okay. Because my a is 2, my c is 3. So, 0 equals to k square minus 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24. So, I can write over here positive 24 is equals to k square. Yeah, sure, you can write it over here. I have just changed the side of the 24. 4. So negative 24 becomes positive 24. Now I don't want k square. I want only k. So what will I do? Write under root 24 is equals to k. Now split your 24. How does 24 is becoming 2? You can split your 24. 2 ones are 2 twos are 2 6 are 12 and 2 threes are. So you will get your answer as 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. As you have learned in the Heron's formula of 9th standard, that 2 is, if we are taking out a pair of numbers common, it will become single when you take out from the root. So 2 times 3 gives me 6. So my answer is k is equals to 2 under root 6 is equals to k. So in this video, we learned about quadratic equations introduction, in which we learned how to solve the quadratic equation by two methods. First is factorization, second is quadratic formula. And in the next video, we will learn about how to solve these problem sums or story sums by these two methods. So follow me and hope you join for the next video as well. Thank you so much.